What's in a name? A sound, a word, a fumbling of syllables. This be what everyone will call you. This be what you choose to answer to. This name belongs to you. And regardless of who gave it to you, becomes a part of your history. Your name story changes over time, evolves as you grow, turns into a person you no longer recognize, but maybe that's the point. The turning point, the part where you begin to get it right again. Your imaginary friend never left you. You just stopped listening to your intuition, letting others cloud your judgment of you. Magical being, child of this earth, both hero and villain, depending on the chapter, you contain multitudes. Living proof that only the strong survive. I have survived. I was named after the matriarch of my family. After the woman whose great-grandfather was enslaved, after the woman who got off the bus when they tried to send her to the back, the woman who gave birth to my father. He names me after his mother, gives me my first name, Anna, after Anna Lee. And crossing from Rio Bravo, Tamaulipas, Mexico, to build a better life from his family, my abuelito will drop out of school in the 5th grade. Marry a woman who will give birth to their youngest daughter, who moments after doing the same will say, hey, you have to include my mom too, Maria. Be the name of my mother's mother, my abuelita, a curandera, a healer, a mother to 8 children, Ana Maria. Be a name so sweet people don't want to hold both of them in their mouth at the same time. Be the name I'm ashamed of for a long time. Feel like I'm asking for too much because I got 2 names, but without these 2 names, I wouldn't be here. My parents wouldn't be here. This name, my name, be my legacy, be my lineage, be my proof that there is something much bigger than me. Anna, meaning grace. Maria, meaning wished for child. My ancestors wished for grace, and my parents gave them that in me, in my name. Thank you. Whew. Leave it to an Amber Alert to go off, and I hope they find them. I really do, but in the middle of my set, come on. Anyways, so I really love this poem. I wrote this poem about Third Ward at the very beginning of the pandemic, before I knew everything that was going to happen, so I'm going to just share that one with y'all right now. It's called We Used To. We used to ride bicycles through Sunnyside, a part of Houston that felt like a second home. My home, Granny's home, tucked away in a quieter part of town. Funny how for Black people, all our grandparents live in the same neighborhood, like how they once segregated the hoods, my granny's neighborhood. A community of color, my granny, somehow she know everyone, my family. We lived in Third Ward. Before and during, when the dense white fog covered the lots of duplexes, shotgun houses, and corner stores we used to walk to. Texas sun reflecting waves in our gaze from the pavement. My skin glowing, but my thighs remind me of children's hands after funnel cake. Feet and bicycles, the main forms of transportation, the faint scent of Swisher sweets and burning charcoal. Chain link fences becoming best friends with ivy, and crabgrass growing as tall as the new condominiums we used to play cops and robbers. Before my hands, our own hands, could be mistaken as a weapon, people knock on my parents' door inquiring about potential sales. Funny how people used to be afraid of the tray. How quickly facial expression shifted if a grocery cart of aluminum cans pushed by, or the basketball hoop with no net caught their attention. My neighborhood, a historically Black neighborhood now, multiple lots of vacant houses marked with black X's awaiting a steel monster, different from the one my granny encountered. The idea of racial zoning. Funny how Black people flipped a neighborhood and created a community. My community, expanding its reach further south, growing closer in proximity to other neighborhoods, white neighborhoods, that somehow always migrated further away the closer we got, especially after Brown v. Board. We used to play outside with my neighbors. Before the developers started looking around, before the white neighbors moved in, before the cops were called by Karens, before the city began to care about our streets, before the university gained all this attention, before the pandemic. We used to just be kids, Black kids, but still, kids. Thank you. So this last poem is a new poem. Yeah, but this is my last performance before I leave Houston, and so I wrote a new poem called An Ode to Houston. I wanted to write a poem for Houston, for the city of the purple sprite, for my city, the best city, the only part of Texas where you can have grills and swangers, bottle girls and scammers, baddies twerking and women working, cowboys and horses. Houston be the biggest city and the smallest town at the same damn time. Everybody know everybody here. And if we ask you where you from and you say Katy, Cypress, or the Woodlands, we gonna cuss your ass out because that ain't my Houston, baby. Houston be the only city that if you stay on the north side and your girl stay on the south side, you in a long distance relationship, big fella. Houston will have you out of town throwing up the tray, claiming the SWAT, and letting niggas know you break your wrist for the motherfucking Mo. Houston be the city all your favorite rappers from. Cause let's be real, hot girl summer would have never been a thing if it wasn't for a baddie from South Park. 281-330-8004 would have never been your favorite fake phone number if it wasn't for a nigga from the north. And you can't even call yourself a rapper if you ain't freestyled to June 27th. Somebody tell me, how is Houston so fast-paced and still slow, loud, and banging all in my trunk? Houston smells like good barbecue and hookah, freshly cut grass, and a whole lot of ass, depending on where you hanging out. Houston feels like warmth all over your body, because let's be real, the sun don't ask for permission to shine. It just does. She takes all of the cool air without asking for permission. Reminds us that our futures are bright, the world is ours, we just gotta take it. I wanted to write a poem for Houston, for McGregor Park, Emancipation Park, the PABA, for Sunnyside and 3rd Ward, for cool cups and trail rides, for the downtown skyline at nighttime, for train sounds before sunrise, breakfast tacos and kolaches. Shipley's Donuts off of Scott and the Houston Public Library next door, Wheeler Avenue Baptist Church and Frenchies, for Lamar High School. Because even though I hated the administration, it'll always be the place I met my best friends, for Wednesday nights at AvantGarden, surrounded by some of the greatest artists I have ever met, for 4th Ward, because it'll never be Midtown to me, for the city that survived the freeze and the floods, for the city that made me. Houston. Tell me stories of little black girls with big dreams to go off and do big things. Tell me about little brown girls who dream of changing the world. Teach me about Beyonce, Solange, Meg, Debbie Allen, Felicia Rashad, and Lauren Anderson. Tell me about the creatives who came before me, who found beauty in the bayous, inspiration in the inner city, and art amongst the agriculture. I wanted to write a poem for Houston, for my city, the best city. For the place I found myself, my love, my family. For the place that taught me that friends become family. And family means no one gets left behind. We just gonna see each other later. For the definition of hometown pride. Scott Street, the only exit I know. Houston is my home. Houston is my heart. Thank you, right about now, and Station Museum for having me.